Artificial intelligence is making its way into the holiday shopping season. Some customers are apparently leaving it to AI to help pick out their gifts for this year. In our ongoing series, AI on the Rise, we are bringing back our local AI expert, Grove City College computer science professor, Brian Dellinger, to help us reflect on its influence over the retail sector and more. Thank you so much for joining us on this busy Cyber Monday, Brian.
My pleasure.
Yeah, a lot going on the internet right now. So the big question we have for you is, how does this work? How are people using AI to help them Christmas shop, and do they even know they're doing it?
Right. So, in small ways, one of the things to remember about AI is that often AI is a thing we don't even think about. Once we become used to it, it becomes invisible. And so, in some regards, as long as we've been using Google searches to find products, we've been using AI. As long as Amazon has been making recommendations to say, here are products you might like, well, that's fundamentally AI. But what's coming out more and more this Christmas and this Thanksgiving is we're starting to see companies explicitly use generative AI technologies like ChatGPT to try to assist people in their shopping. So in Google's case, that's taking the form of new experimental search queries where you can put in a general concept. Let's say, I want to buy a present for a 6-year-old boy who loves trains. And the system will recommend not a specific product, but a range of products related to that general query. It basically makes a customized suggestion list. Likewise, Google is starting to experiment with virtual clothes fitting. So they have photos of actual models, and they're beginning to experiment with taking clothes that you can shop for online, and there will be a button to let you fit that piece of clothing onto a range of virtual models with different skin colors and body types to see how it might fit. And at that stage, it's purely AI generated to see how the clothing would hang on the model.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would really help, because a lot of us, we have to return all the time and it's such a pain. So I would love to have that kind of help, especially, getting to the store, trying things on. It's hard sometimes. You don't always have the time for it. Amazon also announced on its website, I don't know if you caught this, that it is explaining how it is using AI to improve the shopping experience for customers. You mentioned the personalized homepage on Amazon. They also have robots helping to fulfill their orders. Can you explain a little more how AI is intertwined into their process when you order a product?
Sure. So a key part of Amazon's delivery model is the idea of getting you products as rapidly as possible so that they are competitive with brick and mortar storefronts. Part of that relies on their ability to guess where products are going to be needed in advance and to stock enough of those products in nearby warehouses so that when they're ordered, they can then be shipped a shorter distance than having to come from some central clearing hub. And so that's purely an AI task to be able to say, can I project based on last year's demand or previous similar days? Can I guess how much of which products will be needed in this location? Once that's done, a classic AI problem is the idea of how do I visit all these stops as efficiently as possible? And of course, if you're a driver for Amazon needing to deliver a bunch of packages, that's exactly your concern. How do I get as many packages to their owners as quickly as possible?
Oh, interesting. Now, do you think that someone, if they want to use AI, they can easily find help online if they just Google it, or is there certain sites?
That's a great question. Users of Google's Chrome browser or with the Google app on their phones can make use of Google's SGE, that's their search generative system, in its pilot phase right now. So that's free. Anybody with access to that browser, that app can make use of it. My experience so far has been there's not a lot of utility there yet, but obviously they're in the very early days of rolling that out. And so anyone interested in trying that, search Google SGE, and that will get you started in the right direction.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. And like you said, it's emerging. So this is just the beginning stages. Like we said, AI is on the rise. Brian, thank you so much for explaining as always.
Happy to be here.